So welcome again. Today we are going to build the circuit for digital inputs and digital outputs. So if you check my circuit, let's begin with the digital input circuit. So if you check my digital input, it's going to be the port 0. So first of all, allow me to identify the port 0 on my Arduino card. So if you check, we have some labels in this part of the Arduino. Maybe it's not so clear, but it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So these are my digital inputs. You see, even we have some digital label in this part. These connections are also analogical inputs. We can use them as digital inputs if we need, but right now we have plenty of digital inputs on this side, so let us use them. And then my digital input is going to be the 0 port, the first one port. So I need to provide electrical connection from this 0 port to any place of my breadboard. I'm choosing this part of my breadboard. It's any place, it's up to you. We don't need to choose a specified connection. Now, if we follow this circuit, we have two connections on this port. We have the button and we have the resistance. So first, let us connect this resistance. It has to be a 313 resistance, so it has to be orange, brown. Let me change the focus on the camera so you may be able to see this. There, that is it. So it's orange, brown. It might look like black, but trust me, it's brown. So let's go back to the breadboard, and then if you check the circuit, in the same electrical connection that we have for the port 0, we have this resistance. We have one side of the resistance. So this one side of the resistance, it's going to be connected here. That's it. We have this part of the circuit. One side of my resistance goes to port 0. Now, the second part of the resistance goes to ground, goes to negative connection. So I'm going to use the blue lines on my breadboard to provide negative connection. So I'm going to put the second part of my resistance into my negative connection. And of course, I need to provide the GND connection from my breadboard. This is it. Remember, down here I have 5 volts connection and GND connection, the ground connection. So one connection goes to ground and the other connection goes to the blue line. And then I have this side of, or this part of my circuit down. Now I need to do this part. So in the same connection where my resistance is connected with port 0, I have a button. So I'm going to use this little guy, this small button, and this small button provides electrical connection from this leg to this leg. It provides electrical connection from the legs on the same side when you push the little button. So this leg of my button corresponds to this side of the circuit, and the other leg is this part of the circuit. So I'm going to put this in the same connection with the resistance and with the port 0 connection. You see, this is it. Resistance, this part, the port connection, and here is the leg of this of the button. Maybe it's not so clear. I guess this is it. So my leg it's on the same line with the resistance, the port, and the button. And after that, the second part of my button goes to positive, to 5 volts. So right now I'm going to provide positive connection using the red line of my breadboard. So I'm going to use this. I need to be sure that I connect this on 5 volts. This is it, 5 volts. I hope this is clear enough. If not, let me change the focus of the camera. This. Okay. That's it. You see the purple one, it's on GND, and the orange one, it's on 5 volts. So let's go back to the breadboard, and this orange goes to the red connection because I'm going to provide positive connection on all these red line. And then I need to provide connection from the red line to my button. So I'm going to use this other blue connection, and that's it. I have my digital input connections. That's it. You see, the blue one goes to positive, and the second part of the connection goes to the leg of my button. Maybe if I do something like this, yes, that is it. You see, the blue one, this one, it's in the same line with the leg of the button. This one leg. That's it. And the input of my Arduino, the green one goes to port 0 and goes to the other side of the button. Now I have this part of the circuit. I have the digital part of the circuit. Now I'm going to use the digital output of my circuit. So I'm going to need a LED. This one. So remember, we need to identify the positive connection of the LED. That is the longest leg in my LED. I guess this time it's clear. This is it. And if you trim these legs and you are not able to identify, you need to look for the flat part of the LED. So this way you can see that this is the flat part of the LED. I have a circle in this side, and I have a flat in this side. Maybe I guess it was clear. Okay, it's difficult, but please don't trim the legs, and that's enough. The long leg is positive. So my output from my Arduino is going to provide 5 volts with a digital output equals to 1. So the positive it's going to be provided by the Arduino port 1. So I connect the Arduino port 1 anywhere, it doesn't matter. I choose this part of the breadboard, and then positive goes in this side of the breadboard. You see, this is positive, and it goes connected with the port number 1 of my circuit, of my Arduino. So this is it. This is port 1 and goes to the same line with the positive connection of my LED. Now, after my LED, I need to connect a 313 resistance, again orange, orange, brown, into the other leg of my diode, and that's it. I have this connection. The other leg of my resistance goes to ground, and remember, previously I provided electrical connection from the ground connection of my Arduino with the blue line of my breadboard. Then I need to do something like this, and that's it. I have my circuit. It works now. So if you remember, we need to use digital inputs and digital outputs. So my digital input, it's going to be this button. When I push this button, the Arduino gets a digital input equals to 1, and so my output is a digital output equals to 1. That means that this LED is going to turn on. So allow me to provide electrical connection to my Arduino. It turns on at the beginning because the program just started, but right now it's working properly, and this is only going to turn on when I press the button. You see, if I stop pressing the button, it turns off, and that's it. That's how my circuit works. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and see you in the next time.